Welcome to Zonk. Story 1. I don't know how to summarize things without going into too much detail, but I'll try. My ex and I were together for almost 7 years. Knew each other for an additional 4 first, before I cheated on him with his best friend of over 10 years. I cheated on him in November 2016, and he broke up with me the moment he found out. I don't blame him. He kept everything we had, with the exception of the dog. Eventually, he decided to get rid of our 2 cats and to sell the house. The house was sold April 2017. I'm sure he's gotten rid of other things we had, but I truly have no idea. Maybe he still has some things, or maybe he got rid of everything that he could. We haven't talked since the house sold. I don't know how to move on. I feel like my entire life was ripped from under my feet, and while I'm sure there are plenty of people who will say I had it coming, that doesn't make it easier for me to cope with. I do think that our relationship was struggling towards the end, but I never thought we would break up. We had talked marriage previously, and I thought we were just in a hard spot. Unfortunately, my ex wanted to break up in October, but we decided to stay together, and I went to his best friend for advice. This was not the first time. I had gone to him for advice before, but I think that it was when we started emotionally connecting. We talked more and more, and I think he comforted me, and that led to feelings developing. I never thought that seeking advice from his best friend would lead to me cheating on him. I didn't plan that, but it happened, and I can't change it. I'm sorry for what I did, and my therapist and I are working on how to rebuild myself, but I feel stuck. I feel like I can't move on, and that I don't deserve to move on. When we broke up, all of my friends assured me that they wouldn't choose sides, but if you were to put things down on paper, I would say that they chose him. Our conversations are strained, they're fairly one-sided with most effort from me, and I even had a couple friends call me out on the bullshit that I did and end the friendship. While some maintain they don't hate me, they're still friends with him on social media, and from what I can gather, they still hang out with him from time to time. I know I can't control what they do, but it still hurts. It makes me feel more alone and more like I deserve to suffer for what I did. Even my siblings are still friends with him on social media and still like his posts. I don't feel like I have the right to ask them to unfriend him, but it hurts that they get to know about his life and I don't. It hurts that so many people I want to ask for help I don't ask because he's still in their life somehow. The exception to this rule is his best friend. While their friendship ended faster than ours did, his best friend is still with me. We've been trying to maintain an actual relationship, but it struggles a lot due to my inability to move on. He holds me when I cry over my ex and really tries to make things work. I think that he does care for me, but I still have feelings to sort out, and I'm scared that I keep him around for fear of being lonely. Without him, I wouldn't have someone to text or call. I wouldn't have someone to help me at all. He helps me and actively encourages me to get help. He's currently the only good thing in myself besides the dog, and I do rely on him for a lot of things, but I'm sure part of the answer for me not moving on is him. He reminds me of my ex, and they share similarities, and we share the past friendship with my ex. Ultimately, I think that he looks forward and I look back, but we stay together because we don't know what else to do. I should probably break up with him, but I'm scared. I've been seeing a therapist since June and we have made some progress. I've put away almost all reminders of my ex, but I can't bring myself to throw any of it away. Some of it is still in storage and other pieces of it are in containers under my bed. I still sometimes try to look him up on social media, but he's blocked me on everything. So I really only do it via my sister's laptop. They're still friends, and that happens rarely. I'm actually typing this on my sister's laptop after looking at her FB. I know what a lot of the logical answers are going to be. I know I should throw things away and stop looking him up when I can, but I don't know what else to do. I'm so lost and unsure of everything. I need advice on how to move forward. I still can't go to our favorite restaurants, and I don't try new places if they make me think of him. I plan pretend vacations to spots that I think he would like, and I write in my journal to him. I have made some new friends, but I don't know how to not talk about him. I'm afraid they'll stop being friends with me once they learn how stuck I really am. This post started because while browsing IG this morning, I clicked on a suggested friend. I met her through one of my old and currently strained friendships. This girl started an IG page because she's learning how to do hair, and I clicked on a pic and bam, there he was. I completely fell apart. I've been trying to work on grieving a dead relationship, and then the pic was like a slap in the face. There he was, smiling at the camera, and everything came falling down. He is moving on, and I still think about him and think they're together. I'm on my sister's laptop, remember? And I'm falling apart. I've been crying and crying, and I need help. Reddit, how can I move on? Help me please, because my brother just left our apartment for the day and I'm completely alone. I know I'm supposed to ask a specific question, but there are so many questions I have, and I'm so lost. Help me please. One thing that might be helpful is to focus on self-forgiveness. While it's important to take responsibility for your actions, it's also important to recognize that everyone makes mistakes and that you deserve to move forward and be happy. It may also be helpful to work on building a support system of friends who are not connected to your past relationship. In terms of the reminders of your ex, it's okay to hold on to some of the memories and mementos. But it's also important to let go of things that are causing you pain. Consider slowly getting rid of some of the items that are triggering for you, and try to focus on creating new memories and experiences. Comments. You start by accepting that it's over. Why are you still looking him up? Why are you still talking to the guy you cheated on him with? Sometimes when you cheat, it's your subconscious telling you you're not ready for that kind of commitment. So go out and have fun, travel, do the things you've never done or can't do when you were in a relationship. Distraction is your best bet. If he is indeed in a new relationship, be happy for him and hope that he's happy. Don't hold on to grief or anger. You should break up with the guy you cheated on your boyfriend with. Most of what you're describing is less inability to move on and more guilt about your choices. And continuing to be with the guy you cheated with is like rubbing salt on your own wound. Story 2. Reddit, I need some advice. This might be a tad long. Female, 24, ex-boyfriend of 4.5 years broke up with me 2 months ago because he couldn't do this anymore. Some backstory. Last year, due to us having some serious issues in our relationship and his apparent lack of desire to fix them, and my overanalyzing, I cheated on him once. A few weeks after, we managed to patch it up, so to speak, and he said he forgave me, although I knew we had a long ways to go. Then, in the spring, some lingering issues caused us to implode and go on a break up, whatever. During which I hooked up with the other guy again because I was feeling horrible about myself and was looking to get hurt. Flash forward to now. After these incidents, we got back together and everything seemed great. Sex was great, I was under every impression things were fantastic. Then out of nowhere, he breaks up with me and spends the next 2 months basically making me feel so low, I debated killing myself. Over this time, I learned that he had slept with someone in the summer and casually never mentioned it. Reddit, is it fair to say that you guys would be pissed too, after being berated for doing something when the whole time he was a hypocrite and did it himself? Then, he recently just said, I broke up with you because I was unhappy and didn't want to say anything. Needless to say, I was floored. It's not like I was making things out to be better than they were actually going really well. My question to you, Reddit, is how do I proceed with the situation? I love him like crazy, and I can't imagine being with anyone but him. But he doesn't seem to want that. It's natural to still have feelings for someone after a breakup, especially if you were together for a long time. However, it's important to consider whether this person is truly right for you and whether the relationship is healthy. It's not healthy for someone to make you feel low and to not be honest with you about their feelings. Moving forward, it might be helpful to take some time for yourself to focus on your own well-being and healing. Consider seeking support from friends, family, or a therapist. It's important to prioritize your own happiness and not stay in a relationship that is not fulfilling or healthy for you. Comments. It's over, and you two keep trying to breathe life back into it. You keep trying not because it's a really good or healthy relationship, but just because 1. Loss feels horrible, and 2. You just can't imagine being with someone else. Well, loss is survivable. Really, it is. Sometimes, despite love, you're really better off ending something and moving on. And it sounds like he's had enough of the back and forth and wants out. Let him go. You'll cry, you'll be really sad, life will have no meaning, and then you wake up one day and the sun is shining again and you realize that you made it through. If you're really feeling hopeless, then see a professional. But this is garden variety heartbreak, probably. It feels like the end of the world, but it isn't. Main thing is that both of you cheated on each other. Give him space and give you space. Forcing a relationship is not going to let any problems heal. Give it time and try again if you still want to.